Oh, my mic wasn't working. Here we are. Oh, this works perfectly. Let's see if I can place the window properly. Here we go. Good afternoon, good day, good zone, time zone, wherever everyone is from. So, everyone might be wondering why I'm doing this. Well, I've got some time on me today, and I wanted to finish this because I want to start with Erin's other video. She is done two, and that's actually 2 hours long, so I wanted to quickly finish with this one and go ahead and hopefully start with the other one. So if you're watching this while you're at work, you are welcome to watch this. And also someone had to look after Chesh's channel while she is asleep, right? So here we are. Give me 1 second. I'm just making some adjustments here. Now the chat is better, much better. Let me see if I can. It's 4:41 a.m. here and 9 degrees Fahrenheit. Good morning, Smitty. How are you doing? I'm getting myself some tea. The chair will make an appearance now. Here you go. So, hey, hopefully, I plan not to go more than 3 hours. That's the time limit I've set for myself. And hopefully, in that time, I will finish with this video of Erin's and then start with the other one. Start, not finish. Um, but yeah, thanks for listening, and if you get a chance to chime in, do chime in. Yeah, why I'm doing this? We are going to, continue with Erin's review of Erin's, flawed rhetoric. That's what we do, and compare it with with her reasoning with her own restraining order versus what she wants the standards, what she expects, standards to apply when other people, are involved in their own, legal scenarios. So that's what we are doing here. So shit, Chair, how do you do? Enjoy being sat on Smithy. Oh my god. Someone's in a sassy mood today. So yeah, for last few days, Erin has been very verbal and has been relitigating her case on social media. Uh, we've got a lot of stuff happening on Twitter. Someone has been posting a lot of evidence that they have had against all the company. So Chesh will look into that when she does. Hopefully, end of this week. Hopefully. Monday's already gone for me, so here we are. And hopefully, what we can do is finish with this one today and start with the next one. So just give me a second. Just trying to readjust stuff over here. And nope, not this. Here we go. Brilliant. And I'm gonna go with the closed captions on. It's a little more smaller because it doesn't matter. It's all audio. So yeah, we'll put the closed captions up there. And yeah, so I think that works much better, doesn't it? Or not? Let's see if we can push it a little bit this way. No, that's fine. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that works much better. Here we go. This is a light chat replay that should pop up. And yeah, I think so. My tea is also done, so we'll start in a bit. Now, just one last step. This one. Here we go. That's better. And then I'm going to make myself a little more bigger. There we go. That's much better. So Athens from the live chat said, these guys can't shut the fuck up and love committing contempt. They're going to spend the rest of their lives behind bars in contempt. I don't know if they're going to spend the rest of their lives behind bars, but we know now they have no shame. They have been adjudicated as harassers by court. They are facing contempt charges, and they still have no shame, and they continue to relitigate their cases on social media and re-victimizing and harassing Charlotte McIver. So it's everybody now knows what their character is, at least in my opinion. They're horrible people, they're cruel people, and they deserve every bit of scrutiny and criticism that comes their way. And suddenly now Erin has started screeching on Twitter about harassment, when I thought, like she has said in the past, she loves being, you know, spoken about. So I don't know what suddenly happened there, you know. Hey George, listen George, you don't have to stay, you know, awake to go to listen to the stream. You can have your rest, you can have your sleep, and you can come back later. Let me just make sure my notes are there. There we go. Beautiful. So last time we left with, I'll just briefly go through my notes and summarize what we had gone through, right? We had clearly seen that she has very different standards for people and herself, because she's a selfish person. She, when it involves other people's communications and what do you mean? Text messages, she is okay if they go out, but for her own text messages, she's outraged. How dare someone, you know, share her messages, her private communications, like she says. The Athens from the live chat. Megs is soon going to be kicked and yelled at and be added to, quote, the list, unquote. I think they had Megan has too much on them for them to kick her out, in my opinion. So they'll keep her around just so that she doesn't start, you know, putting out more stuff. We have already seen all the damning evidence that she has given Charla, so I think they're too scared of her. So she has. So going through my notes, just quickly summarizing everything, right? Uh, She does a lot of moral laundering, you know. She just does prejudgment framing. She poisons the well. She frames everything within her biases, right? She complains that others misframe her, and she does the same to others. And she trivializes the standard, right? All the standards that are there, the legal standards that are there. She uses backpedaling as a shield, commits non sequitur everywhere. You know, she overascribes character intention from situational mess, and she invents a narrative to make visuals feel like they're evidence, right? And what she does is that her method is inference first and evidence second. That's what she does. I demonstrated that last time. She does a lot of parasocial anchoring, and she goes like, oh yeah, she's honest about her gross details, therefore she's honest about everything else. That's not logic. That's it's kind of a persuasion method, but it's not an effective persuasion method, right? Then the main point was that if texts harm people, it's because you said something foul in there, which is moral simplification. But if we go by our own logic here, then she shouldn't mind whatever her own texts have if they go out, because obviously she didn't say anything nasty in them, did she? We saw that at first she was outraged. How dare, you know, someone share her own personal messages. Now it's like, you know, someone shared them privately with Charla. How dare Charla put them out there, right? Over here for Lauren, she's okay to erase the privacy as a principle, but and also confidentiality, but in her own case she wants that to be preserved, both privacy and confidentiality. She victim blames a lot. She does that a lot. She blames Charla for her own actions too, right? And also, like, she goes with a lot of moral luck, as if like outcomes determine moral judgment, you know? If it harms, then it must have been foul. So, see, these are some of the few examples of what we went through last time. Today I will go through. We stopped at around 40 minute mark, So we'll start from there and continue further, and hopefully we can finish this one in coming few hours. So let me just see if I can just go a little back because I want to start. Here we go. So we'll start from here. We'll start from 3924. I might repeat some points here, but hopefully it will be quick and we can catch up further. And see, I'm just doing this so that you can come back and watch this later. It's just for record for the future, yeah? A little bit like this and then like this. Here we go. Beautiful. This looks beautiful. Fantastic. Alrighty, here we go. I already also explained that what's the difference between a loaded statement and what Erin did here, right? So if I go back, let me see if I can search my chats and come up with what I spoke about the loaded statement last time. Erin doesn't even know what a loaded statement is, right? So if I go for that one, what happened there? Can I? Oh yeah, I have it here. Sorry. Second. Yeah, so what a loaded statement is, right? A loaded statement is phrased in a way that smuggles in an assumption and that hasn't been proven and pressures the listener to accept it, right? Since you did X, given that you are Y, blah, blah, blah. Have you stopped lying to your viewers is a classic example, right? What the officer did there was, it was not a loaded statement, it was administrative, not evaluative. He wasn't evaluating or giving his evaluation whether Lauren is a victim or not, right? So victim is a procedural category, not a moral or legal judgment here. But Erin doesn't know the difference between a loaded like what a loaded statement is, so she just blurts out whatever she thinks sounds, enlightening or intellectual at that time. I think it's a statement with sour cream, bacon, cheddar, and chive. Is that no audio from the video? Is it? Oh, sorry, my bad. Okay, I'll go back. Give me a sec. Sorry. Looks like it didn't. Alright.
And then say, when did you get it from her?
Is that better?
I'm sitting down for information, not to.
I'll just.
Let's
start from here.
Yeah. From what it sounds like.
I'm sorry, say it again?
They might have texted between my husband and myself.
Okay.
He's my co-host, he's a criminal psychologist.
Okay.
And I hear you go by facts, I understand that, and a lot of this is in the works, right? So, like, it's right.
Exactly.
I'm sharing, so we get it. We're sharing circumstantial evidence with you that could later become a fact, but I hear you. You need facts. We're trying to figure this out, so thank you.
We're trying to create those facts.
So we get it.
Quite loud. Now it's quite loud. Hold on, let me just bring it down a notch then.
We're trying to create it for you right now.
I'm a journalist. I work by facts too. And I know
which all journalists should.
Yeah, and I understand the circumstantial evidence.
I'm going to put this on.
Figuring out. Let me call my husband. So he spoke of his with Baines. Well, I think you can speak briefly.
What's your phone number real quick, since you're the victim?
Yeah, so
I just hit the microphone. Boy, that was a loaded statement, I think.
I don't know if you know the word about daybell.
I just explained what is a loaded statement actually, and what Erin is trying to do here is she's trying to, discredit the officer by saying that he's not doing his job properly by declaring Lauren a victim when she may or may not be a victim. When we know that it's a descriptor that he is using, not a prescriptor, right? That's part of the administrative thing. He has to, in order to write down statements, right? And in order to make sure that his report is coherent, he has to, give labels to people, different people, as he writes down his statement. So because Lauren is the complainant here, so he is labeling her as the victim, not evaluating her or judging her and saying that, oh yeah, she's definitely a victim here. So Erin doesn't know what she's talking about. This porridge is just right. Nice. Oh, okay. Perfect. Beautiful. So moving on. Right? Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So just making sure my notes are on the same spot. Okay, here we go.
No, I like watching To Catch a Smuggler and stuff like that. And
Okay, well, it's a Netflix
the cops,
Oh yeah, we were doing the chipmunk also, right? Last time, so I'm gonna put up I'm going to speed it up a bit.
Bad boys, and so
Yeah,
the other stuff interests me. It's just I don't have the time to sit down.
Right. Well, that's this case that's really impacted. It's the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very viral true crime case. That's what we've
It has a Netflix documentary to it. Dateline, 7 Datelines.
Yeah.
My husband spoke to the. Well, I don't want to get him involved. Again, I don't want to get the victim involved right now. So
Okay.
real
quick, what you say your friend's name is then, and a phone number that may talk to us?
Wait, now was that the Daybell guy? She was saying that she didn't want to get him involved. Is that who she was talking about?
She said it was a husband.
I don't know if she considers us a friend right now.
What is that face?
And she told me on the phone today, well, if you think this is against the law, then you should be getting law enforcement involved. So we've had attorneys involved in this.
Alan, Simon,
Well, the attorney's going to be like, yes, I can see where this is breaking this law, so now we'll get him involved.
Full disclosure, she's received a lot of info because a lot of the private text messages have to do with her.
Okay.
So that's why I say I don't know if she'd consider me a friend right now.
Nope. Somebody that's willing to talk. What's the phone number?
So Lauren just said that the reason why she received so much info is because a lot with her. So the only reason why she received so many of the text messages is because that's who Lauren was primarily talking shit about in there. Like, wow, that's crazy.
Again, I'd explained this last time, like there was no such characterization made by Lauren or by the officer. That characterization that, about the messages, that they are shit talking, has been added by Erin here. She does that a lot in order to, justify her venom or justify why she speaks on social media. She will add characterization to things where there are none. But when a judge characterizes her conduct on social media as a mob harassing someone, standing outside someone's house, harassing someone, she refuses to accept that. So that's what I'm trying to do here. How she is very quick to judge other people's content and what they have on them as whatever she wants to, but when the law tells her, based on the evidence that the law has, that you are a harasser, you're a stalker, stop this behavior, she does not accept it. Why? Because it's not what she wants to hear. And what she doesn't want to hear must definitely be wrong, and she rejects it, because how can she ever be, how she cannot be wrong. It has to be the law that is wrong. So that's what we are saying, and what we always see here with her. Don't get sidetracked. We could spend the rest of the stream trying to figure out what her face is.
And she lives in what state?
I'm calling my husband on the phone right now just to.
So it sounds like there's a lot of emotional stuff and
me.
very upsetting stuff. I get it. So what area do you feel? Because right now, I hate to say it, but from my point of view, and I'm going to call my sergeant and probably get a detective involved, at least for the initial information. Right now, I'm not seeing a crime. But this isn't my forte either.
Sure. My husband does criminal assessments in the state of Nevada.
Because people say a lot of crummy things about other people online and stuff, and then when it comes to threats and harassments, there has to be very specific threat / harassment is a series of things for the most part. A threat is.
So if we go by the officer's own definition, right? He said harassment is a series of things, and we know that Erin, Brittany, aka Veda, Megan, Sean, Steve, even Suzanne, Renelle, Katie Joy, Parker, down the rabbit hole at bedtime. They've all been doing this for 2 years, so it's a series of things. So that's why the court has adjudicated Erin and her behavior as harassment. Erin as a harasser and her behavior as harassment. But of course, Erin can never be wrong, so it's obviously the courts that are wrong. So she just outright rejects it and keeps on harassing Charla on social media and keeps on relitigating her case. She just cannot accept that the court has told her to shut the fuck up. And here we are. The other thing is also that on Twitter she started saying, oh, you're harassing me, blah, blah, blah. And I keep saying, Erin, you've always said that you liked when people spoke about you and talked about you, discussed you. So what's happening now suddenly? Why are you mad? But Charla hasn't said that. Charla is not a YouTuber. She doesn't have a channel, and you cannot force her to and drag her into starting a channel in order to interact with you. She doesn't want to interact with you, but you keep forcing her to interact with her on social media, on YouTube, on Twitter, right? That's what you do. And then in court itself, you keep saying, like Erin keeps saying that, I want all things to stop. I'm not going to indulge in this anymore. But then she files a frivolous motion trying to drag Charla and trying to make Charla rewatch and re-victimize herself by watching all her content and make Charla do the work for her. So this is what we see from Erin's behavior again and again. Give me 1 second. I need to just check something before we go any further. Jajuria harasser Erin says, I'm rubber, you're glue, whatever you say bounces off me and sticks to you. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Oh. Alright, continuing.
A threat is got to be very specific, and it really stinks for us as police officers, but it's even worse for the victim or the person that's being victimized. And the reason I say that is somebody could say, I'm going to come over.
Did my screen just cut out for you guys? Like, did the stream kind of jump out for a second? Because I think it did it on my iPad.
Oh my God.
Okay, play. Fuck.
And make sure I take care of you. What does that mean?
Right.
Depends on what happened prior, right? We can document that kind of stuff, but does it mean they're going to come over and wash your car? Does it mean come over and cook your food, tuck you into bed, or come over and, beat you up? It's not specific. It just says I'm going to come over and take. Where it's frustrating for victims is they're like, but I know what they meant by this. And it's like, I understand you're feeling this way, but based on the verbiage, we can't go down the criminal route right now because they're not being specific enough. And it really stinks because they look at us like, why aren't you doing anything? It's not. It's like, my hands are tied because the Nevada law doesn't,
right.
go down that
I
road.
understand what you're saying. Send to it. Dateline, 7 datelines. Yeah. Her own.
Oh, she disappeared. What the hell happened there?
Again, I don't want to get a victim involved right now. So.
Okay.
Did she just delete her camera off the screen? I think she just deleted her camera off the screen and she's gone. And now she's just gonna keep playing this? Is that what's gonna happen? And not say anything? Alright. Do what I say, Manya, or I'm gonna come over, cook you food, and tuck you into bed. Aww. That's so cute, Smitty. That's so cute. That's very cute of you.
Okay. Real quick, what'd you say your friend's name is then, and a phone number that may talk to us? Proper name?
Jennifer McKelvey.
How would she consider us a friend right now?
How do you spell her last name?
Where did Erin go? What the hell is that? So now she's gonna... How is this fair use? I don't get it. I don't get it. How is this fair use? That, at least I am stopping my, her stream or her video again and again to say that this is not fair use. At least I am giving some fair commentary here, right? How is this fair use? She's not even on the screen anymore. She's not even on a camera, and she's not even commentating along with it. Sometimes I walk away, I still talking. I still, I keep talking, and I'm still talking when I walk away. She's not doing that at all. She's just left it playing and deleted her camera off the screen. What the hell just happened here?
MCK.
And she thinks her audiences deserve this level of this quality of content. This is not even quality content. This is just misplaced, jumbled up stuff on the screen. What the hell is this? Yes, Smitty, you're right. No commentary is bad enough, but now she's just gone from the screen too. Huh?
AELVEY. And she told me on the phone today, well, if you think this is...
Okay.
Attorney's gonna...
Because I don't know if she'd consider me a friend. Right. a lot of the private text messages have to do with her.
Okay.
So that's why I said I
Oh,
don't know
now
if she's
she's
considered me a
back.
friend right now.
No, somebody that's willing to talk. What's the phone number?
She's scratching her nose. Did she just take a sniff of something? That's why she went off the camera? Is that why she removed her camera from the screen? Because, you know, she came back and she was like scratching her nose. Did she take a sniff of something? I'm just wondering.
And she lives in what state?
Louisiana?
Louisiana. I'm calling my husband on the phone right now just so he can understand.
So
My
what?
husband's done a lot of work.
So it sounds like there's a lot of emotional stuff and you're very upsetting stuff. I get it. So
She let the
what
brick
area
wall
do
in
you
charge. That's
feel?
easier to reason with.
Because right now, I hate to say it, but from my point of view, and I'm going to call my sergeant and probably get a detective involved, at least for the initial
She
information.
has said
right now,
nothing.
I'm not.
She has said nothing for 3 minutes now. Nothing. Just shaking her head, went off the screen. What is going on here? This is content? Oh my god. Seriously. Is this really content? Little booger sugar she to keep her awake through the video. Listen, I go for tea. I came from back from work, and I took a nap. And now I took a very good nap. It was the most wonderful nap I ever had, just like an hour ago. And now here I am, you know, streaming. That's why you might see that I'm waking up because I took a nap. That's why I started a bit late, because I was like, I want to take a nap, man. I'm tired. Look at that face. Look at this stupid face. She has said nothing. Nothing, just sitting there. And that says nothing.
Not seeing a crime, but this isn't my forte either.
Sure. That was my husband.
Because there isn't
My husband does criminal assessment.
Huh?
And there's the thing, like, I no doubt that there are people that were talking shit about Lauren. And I no doubt that people were pissed off when they learned that she was talking shit about them in private. And I no doubt that they then ran their mouths or whatever, or confronted Lauren, or just let it be known that they knew, really. So I have no doubt about any of that. But if you're going to stand up there and you're going to talk about people and you're going to lay judgment on their lives and their decisions and their families, their loved ones or whatever, if you're going to do that, then you have to expect that to come back around right to you. Because
the irony.
If you don't agree with that, then you effectively don't agree with what you're doing either. You know, that's just how it goes. And like, so I have no doubt that this was bothersome for her, and she has every right, really, to respond any way she wants. But just because you have a right to do something doesn't make it the right thing to do. And in my opinion...
So, just because, you know, that she also had said that in the start of her stream, right? Just because, you know, it's legal doesn't mean it's right. Yeah? So, if we go by that logic, we said, okay, just because you think it's freedom of speech doesn't mean it's right for you to harass and, you know, slander and defame Charla. Right? If we think that that's what it is, she thinks that it's a free speech, it's legal, she should be allowed to talk. But is it right? Now she's right. Now she's saying like, oh, you know, if we go back.
So I have no doubt that this was bothersome for her, and she has every right, really, to respond any way she wants. But just because you have a right to do something doesn't make it the right thing to do. And in my opinion...
Again, just because you have the right to do it doesn't make it the right thing to do. Just because you think free speech is your right doesn't mean that you get to use your free speech to harass, slander, defame Charla. Right? But of course the rules don't apply to her. Her own rules do not apply to her. She has double standards. She just has rules for everyone else but herself. And it's ironic that she's saying that, oh, if you talk, you know, make judgments about other people, talk about other people, you should expect this to come back to you. But on Twitter, she's crying a harassment because her text got out and everybody's discussing like how they all have been colluding to, you know, to harass Charla and trying to like drag Charlotte through the court process instead of, you know, realizing that, okay, they need to back off and they need to stop, you know, harassing Charlotte. No. At that point, she's mad. Why are people still talking about this? But I thought, Erin, you would have expected this to happen because you talk about others all the time. So why are you surprised that people judge you and talk about you and your conduct online? And let me remind you again, Lauren is a YouTuber. Erin is a YouTuber. Whoever Lauren is talking about against, whatever, they're also a YouTuber. Charla is not a YouTuber. She's a private person. She's a private citizen. Erin doesn't care. She thinks if it's her right, it's the right thing to do. But in case of others, they shouldn't do, even if they think it's their right, because it might not be the right thing to do. So yeah, the hypocrisy, the double standards are astounding, Erin. Just saying. For some reason, you are capable of understanding proportionality when it comes to you, but not when it's someone else. Right? She never applies proportionality to the same standards of proportionality to herself. Never. Right? She has unstable norms. She asserts that others should expect blowback, while she also implies that people shouldn't respond with legal tools, right? And she has confused standards. Is legal escalation illegitimate, or only when done by people she dislikes? Right? When it's Robert Chin versus Katie Joy, or 7M versus Katie Joy, they're very happy to celebrate that Katie Joy is facing legal repercussions, right? Or legal escalation. But when it's them, they don't like it, and they criticize it, and then they go with more freedom of speech. Alright, moving on.
Going to these extremes, calling the police to come over so you can fill out these reports and try to get someone served.
So in this case, it's an extreme. But in Katie Joy's case, because someone had filed a case against her, whatever's going on between Robert Chin or 7M or whatever, right? That's fine. That escalation is fine. But this escalation is not correct, and what escalation legal tools Charla is using against Erin is not definitely right. Because Erin dislikes Lauren, I guess, or she dislikes Katie Joy, it's fine to use legal tools against them, or it's okay to use legal tools against Katie Joy because Erin doesn't like Katie Joy or judges Katie Joy. But when the legal tools are used against Erin, she is not happy. She's like, why? Why me? That's her question. Alright, moving on.
With an RO and everything. Like, that's just too far. I don't think that...
Okay, if it's too far, then you think that Veda filing a restraining order or a temporary restraining order against Katie Joy and Charla was too far? Do you think that was too far? By your standards, that's too far, right? Steve, going for a retaliatory TRO against Charla, was that too far? Or not? Or was that justified? Both dismissed, by the way. Both were dismissed.
I don't know. I don't want to sit here and say that I don't think that she should have the right to do that, because you don't really want to start taking that shit.
You just said it, that, you shouldn't do that. You just said it. Now you want to backtrack. Because you don't want to look like someone who dismisses legal tools. Because you might need them in future. Right? Like the motion you filed. Because when you use the legal tool, like the frivolous motion you filed, that Chesh covered on a channel, then it's fine. But when others uses them, the same legal tools are used by others, they went too far. Really, Erin? We can see right through you. We can see what you're doing here. You're not consistent. You have double standards.
Away from people, because you never really know
exactly
who needs it,
right?
And you want it to be available.
So what's the problem if Charla uses them?
As many people as possible. This is just one of the shit things I think you got to deal with, and why things just need to be evaluated more.
So you said these are the things that, or the shit that you just have to deal with. Then deal with it. When Charla's got it against you, when Charla's using the legal system to find justice and resolution, deal with it instead of running away and skipping from your hearings and then trying to relitigate your case on social media. That's not facing it. Facing it would be appearing in front of the judge and presenting your case, not presenting your case on social media. But you're a coward, we know that.
Yeah, okay.
And rules only apply to other people, not to you. for some reason you consider yourself a special case. My pulse game is always on point. Look at that face. Oh my god. Ugh.
Nevada. He's licensed here in Nevada, Utah.
Because people say a lot of crummy things about other people online and stuff, and then when it comes to threats and harassments, there has to be very specific threat / harassment is a series of things for the most part. A threat is a threat is got to be very specific, and it really stinks for us as police officers, but it's even worse for the victim or the person that's being victimized. And the reason I say that is somebody could say, I'm going to come over, and make sure I take care of you. What does that mean?
Right.
Depends on what happened prior, right? We can document.
Like Sean says, oh, pull up, or let's drop Chesh and Mane in the hood and see how they get out of there without hoeing themselves, like that, I guess. So yeah, I'm just gonna reheat my tea. It's cold because the aircon is right above my head. All right, moving on.
Document that kind of stuff, but does it?
She's almost sleeping now. That's what's happening.
I mean, they're gonna come over and wash your car. Does it mean come over and cook your food? Tuck you into bed, or come over and beat you up? It's not specific. It just says I'm gonna come over and take care of you. So that's where it's frustrating for victims. Is they're like, but I know what they meant by this, and it's like, I understand you're feeling this way, but based on the verbiage, we can't go down the criminal route right now because they're not being specific enough. And it really stinks because they look at us like, why aren't you doing anything? It's not. It's like, my hands are tied because the Nevada law doesn't, go down that road.
How are you gonna get out of the hood? Bus, cab, walk? Yeah, probably. No, according to Sean, he says he thinks that Chesh and I cannot get a bus, cab, or walk either way. We will have to hoe ourselves to get out of the hood. That's what he said. Verbatim. So yeah, and when I put it in terms as exactly as what he wished us, to go through, and that is sex trafficking, he didn't like the reality hitting him in the face, and since then he has been spazzing because it showed I demonstrated exactly how filthy his brain is and how misogynist he is against women. Especially someone against, like me, a person of color.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, I hear you. And like I said, there's probably going to be a lot more coming out in the next few days. So I don't know if there could be like a case number to like, you know what I mean, like
Erin says nothing over here. She's just sitting there, and suddenly she's looking very tired.
I think you're right. We're working with some circumstantial evidence, but we are receiving new information every hour.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Erin, what did you do when you just went off? When you switched off your camera? And then you were like scratching your nose when you came back. What? And now suddenly you look so tired and out of it. And weren't you supposed to start work after this stream? Just wondering.
Could be that we're finally working with some not circumstantial evidence. So maybe I'll talk to you about this. Let's. And this is me thinking as a.
Oh, the coke stopped working and she's crashing out. Probably. She herself has said in the past that she has tried all the drugs like mushrooms and coke and stuff, so
all about everybody.
I don't judge people for doing that, but when you're in workforce, probably don't do it. Just saying, if you're a working person who works a job outside your home at some other premises, maybe just don't, because you are then putting other people's lives at risk, in my personal opinion.
Everybody involved.
Or she's just tired and had a booger. Booger, you.
GG right now. Could that escalate things?
It makes me wonder if they will go public right now, just because it's like, let's just get it off our plate.
Yeah. And again, I am the victim, but there will be other victims.
Yeah, Lauren is now declaring herself like, yeah, I'm the victim. You could say that she's the complainant here. Hi, low energy vids. Good morning. How are you doing?
There'll be other people that'll be victims the second time. Yeah.
Yeah, she's just like looking so out of it. She's just looking so out of it. She's like, she's gonna fall off. That's what it's looking like. Oh my goodness.
They go to court and they let.
Is it just me, or does it just sound like really?
Is she slurring? Hold on.
There'll be other people that'll be victims the second time. Yeah. It's like when they go to court and they let.
Is it just me, or does it just sound like really off-putting Like there's something wrong. Like so many people want to be known as victims, and not that there's anything wrong with
Erin, this is so ironic coming from you. That so many people want to be victims, known as victims. You lot, along with Veda, Brittany, Brittany aka Veda, Katie Parker, Renelle, and all, you so desperately want to be known as Katie Joy's victims that you dragged a private individual through mud, and they had to get restraining orders against you. And still you're doing that. Caffeine is a before work drug. Fair, Smitty. Low energy vids from the live chat. I am good. Slept till workers woke me up drilling. Had fun on rum and coke. Not as much fun as Chesh. Yeah, it looked like Chesh had a lot of fun after I left. Oh god. Well, I don't blame her. She was on her period. I don't blame her at all.
being the victim. No, of course not. I pass no judgment on anyone who's been a victim.
You do that. You do pass judgment. You do that to Charla all the time. My pause game is so good. Do not clip this. It's 48:31. Do not clip this. Do I make myself very clear? Do not clip this. My pause game was very good.
I more or less, if I were in those shoes, it's not that I would feel shame for being a victim, it's that I would not want to give someone the satisfaction of knowing that they effectively victimized me. I don't.
You do that on Twitter all the time. Oh, I'm getting harassed. Oh, why are people still talking about this? Why don't they move on? Blah, 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 blah. You do not follow your own thing. You claim you do these things. You would do these things, but you don't do these things. I actually have a patented solution. Stop periods for 9 months. Yeah, right. Right, Smitty. Right. Yeah. And are you ready for the monster that the woman becomes during those 9 months when the periods start, when the periods stop?
Want to do that. That's my problem. So, but it seems like there's a lot of people in this community or whatever that just, they don't mind giving that power over. They don't mind letting it.
You gave your power over to Charla. That's what you did, didn't you? And Katie Joy.
It be known that that power has been handed over, you know? Like, I'm surprised that that doesn't bother more people here. Because I would think that it would, especially in this type of community, you know?
This type of community? Like yours? The anti-Katie Joy community? Oh yeah, by the way, Erin had said that she is gonna move on from anti-Katie Joy stuff, but now she's gonna go back because there are new filings between 7M and Katie Joy, so she's gonna go back to it. So it was all for naught. Yeah, plus trading 9 months for 18 years in a lot of ways. Yep. Look at that fucking face.
A killer free or something.
So, she has this like victimhood whole rhetoric, right? She wants the authority of victimhood while sneering at it. She does that. She on Twitter she's acting like she's the victim. But then here she's sneering at that. You know, and the rhetorical mistakes she's making is that she's conflating disclosure with weakness. I wouldn't want them to know they victimized me is a pride narrative. It's not an ethical standard. Okay, you want to be prideful. Okay, fine. That doesn't make it ethical, right? And there's implied contempt here. You know, frames victims as giving away power rather than as people responding to harm. One would think that responding to harm is taking control, actually, and going to courts to respond to harm, to find a resolution for yourself, is actually taking control instead of giving control. But because she's a gaslighter and tries to Darvo, she's trying to flip the script here. She's trying to tell the victims that she's sneering at the victims while she's pretending to be a victim herself on Twitter. And then this, you know, community superiority for some reason, you know, especially quote unquote in this type of community, right? Suggesting that, you know, people should be tougher, a macho moralism of some sorts. And the fallacies that, or the errors she's committing here is, this is a false virtue charm, or for false virtue claim, presenting her preferred emotional response as morally superior. And strawman of victim identity. She implies people, quote unquote, want victim status rather than often being forced into it by circumstance. So what she's trying to say is that Charla chose to be a victim, but in her own circumstance, she was forced to be a victim. See how the double standards are there? How she's not consistent at all. But then she sneers also at people who say that they are getting victimized or are victims. How dare they? Right? If Erin, wanted her audience to take any harm she claims that she went through, seriously, this whole thing that she just said here is just poison towards that narrative. Because it's telling her viewers to dismiss all the victim talk that she does, on Twitter as a power game. Right? Erin treats victimhood like it's an aesthetic choice until she needs it as a credential. That's what it is. Moving on.
Something like that, or let them off with 2 years.
Correct.
Then they get victimized a second time.
Correct. This is my husband.
Both by the suspect and by the state.
Correct. Hey, babe, are you
Yeah. That's where it's like, I don't know if it's worth it.
We have a police officer here.
Sometimes there's that case, like neighbors, problems with neighbors. Sometimes they don't want us to contact the neighbor because they're afraid it'll inflame things.
Yes, yeah,
Right. So he's understood. I just want you to know. At first, we were like, we just gave him what we've explained right now is like, look, I am the victim, but we have a big concern about the actual victims in the cases we cover, and then being re-victimized by my pieces, by my private messages that come out. So at first, I just want you to know, and he understands that.
That is a fair, a reasonable thing to think about. Like, okay, you want to victimize me by putting my messages out, that's fine, but we were talking about other victims in other cases. Is it really moral to put those messages out and re-victimize those victims, right? I think that's a valid concern. I don't know what's going on between Lauren and that other woman. I'm just saying. Again, I'm not supporting Lauren. I'm saying that kind of reasoning, I find it or substantial.
This is officer. What was your last name? I'm sorry. Bowlby. He's great, and we're working.
I'm gonna start skipping the body cam stuff because I'm commenting on what Erin says here. So I'm just gonna start skipping because I think a segment is coming up in 3 minutes or something where Erin says something. Okay.
With circumstantial evidence, we could figure out. I just want to hurt. Like, would that I don't know if we should have him call Gigi right now or not. He wants to know.
She still
because I don't want to hurt. Like, would that make them release stuff now because
I did not understand what she just said there. Okay.
They're angry, right? Is this the Streisand effect where?
Move.
Okay.
Another ad.
Okay. My goal is to get those text voicemails right there in the law.
Didn't we
working. If calling her without our consent, we never get consent. If calling her is going to prevent that or stop that.
So she's wondering if this part was covered or not. Okay. She doesn't remember what happened 10 minutes ago. Yeah, couldn't make that out. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes she's too low, or she just says it too fast because the volume of the content she's covering is too loud. So it just goes right over for me. It's just
them from publishing, then it's probably worth it.
But if it's not, she's not going to be the one that publishes it.
It'll get back to the source.
okay.
Investigative reporters are going to want to give. So if there's a way to figure that out without them, then
I listened to this, and I'm listening to bits and pieces. It's very hard to follow. You don't really know who actually sent what to whom, because
I can follow it. I know there's someone on phone, and then there's the police officer, and then there's Lauren. I can understand that. Okay.
All of these crazy claims we made. Oh, well, this person said this and that person said that. We saw screenshots of him, but we didn't actually see him. It's just because.
Is she slurring?
So how do you know what the fuck happened if you can't?
It's like her thought process just went out of the window.
Get a straight answer out of two people who, allegedly,
she
bore witness to everything. How is it that they can't just come right out and tell you exactly what happened? Huh?
She can't format one coherent thought in a go. She just can't do that. Either she's too tired or something just happened. Like Smitty said that maybe her caffeine just like, she's just having a caffeine crash or something maybe. But it's like we see what she's doing here, right? She's saying, oh, it's hard to follow. She admits that she cannot, comprehend who's saying what, but then she still convicts, right? She's like, oh, I don't know who said what, blah blah blah, and then she does not adjust the certainty downwards. She's still certain that everything, whatever here, is wrong. A good analysis would say, I can't conclude much. Like I say, I don't know what she just said there. I can't make head or toe of it because she was too fast or too low, and then I move on. But she has to determine whether, it's something correct or wrong. She has to do that, right? It's cognitive dissonance management. That's the fallacy here. Acknowledging uncertainty while maintaining moral certainty. That's what she's doing that here. And now for another 3 minutes, I think so she's not gonna say anything. So I still don't get it how this is fair use. At least I am skipping because I know there's just body cam footage and Erin is not gonna say anything in there. So I'm trying to keep it within fair use as much as possible. Whereas Erin, she just sits there and lets it play for like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and then just says something for like 30 seconds. And then just moves on again. How is this fair commentary? I don't get it. This is just pure, she's just replaying the whole thing at this point. Like, just download it and upload it on your channel, dude.
Oh my god.
You haven't shared anything.
We have encrypted emails from people that are obviously the source.
Okay.
If anybody would have to be.
I want to point out to her about, I mean, they're like, we blind copied everyone. We're
What the fuck does blind copy mean? I never even heard that.
doing this. We are out.
You don't know what blind copy is? She said that they said they blind copied everyone. Yeah, even I don't think so Lauren knows that. Why are you even bringing that up? I don't get it.
Outing you.
Yeah,
there's like multiple emails like that.
I know of anyway. There is someone who's used a Proton email, like I know of anyway.
Who?
Only I can't talk about them, so can't tell you.
Oh, is it Charla? Oh, really? Now you're accusing Charla of using like emails? Okay, if she used Proton email, so like, why are you presenting it as if something is sinister? Oh, I can't talk about them, but I'll let you know who they definitely are by telling you that I can't talk about them. See what she does here? And then she's like, oh, why am I getting charged with contempt? Because you don't shut the fuck up about Charla. And here we are. I can't tell you I can't talk about them, but you know who I can't talk about, right? There's only one person I can't talk about, so you know indirectly who I'm talking about. This is called circumlocution.
Also, I feel
I
like
can talk about them, but whatever. I'm not going to. I don't care to.
Oh, I can talk about them, but I'm not going to. I don't care. I don't think so, Erin. You've got a lifetime restraining order against you. You cannot talk about them. You're just pretending here that you can. So that you can show like, yeah, I can talk if I want, blah, blah, blah. Legally, you cannot. By law, you cannot. What the fuck are you what are you saying?
lies in like harassment. Like, why are they doing that? Like, this is like a game to them. This is
That possibility of doing it's a. And even the blind copy, not knowing who those people are, if there are people, it's a.
Even the officer is using that term, so I guess, Erin, you're the only one who doesn't know what a blind copy is.
That's what we don't know right now.
One of them is another person that I know.
Erin is going to pass out. She's just gonna pass out. That's what it looks like.
Is extortion a crime?
Extortion would be them asking for something. Did they ask for money or anything?
No, unfortunately.
I haven't seen that. You just sent that email out today. What are they threatening? Well, they're threatening our livelihood.
That's a bit gray. I don't know about that. They're just saying to put out information. So I'll tell you what. I'll talk to my sergeant right now with what I have, and we'll see if I'll see. They'll probably end up.
So she has said nothing for 3 minutes now. Nothing. Nothing of substance. Nothing. And now for, I think so, for next 40 seconds she will say something and then she will stop.
Getting in touch with our cyber detective.
Wow.
And see how this might
Why is it a wow? Okay.
play out.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I know, Officer, like, by the way, just as an aside, I lost your
Okay, I'm gonna skip.
got put away. Appreciate that you're more closely with, but, saying it's a crime, but on the other way of publishing and stuff, so,
Which isn't a
we're
crime.
trying to salvage our reputation. But,
Well, not just our
You're
reputation, but
trying to
like
be
the
you're trying to be
victims.
proactive. I get it.
Yeah.
No, he's trying.
you know,
He's
we're
trying to control and
salvage
manipulate the situation
our reputation.
to his liking. They both are. They both want to control what everyone else is doing in regards to things that they said.
How?
When you say the things you say, or when you type the things you type, you send them out into the world. Sure, you may be putting in a path to an intended spot, but after that, they're no longer like in your control. You no longer have control over it.
Oh, really,
The
Erin?
recipient does, and the recipient can pretty much do whatever they want because it's also theirs.
Hold on. You know, since since she said that, let me just read something she posted today. There we go. Let me see if I can bring that up. Here we go. Let's see. She said something that was really interesting. So, if I bring this up, right? It's such a hypocrisy, right? So this is what she said. I said, ask Megan why she shared them. Like, that means she's saying the sharing publicly of her private chats where we helped each other face these bullshit lawsuits and blah, 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 right? And I said, then ask Megan why she shared them. It's not Charlotte's fault that Megan sold you all out. And then Erin comes in all, outraged and stuff. Megan didn't share them publicly, and Megan didn't share them while also feeding a bunch of bullshit to the court about how we are ones harassing. So now she is accusing Charlotte of feeding courts bullshit. So this is the series, that happens, series of actions that, lead to harassment, which are termed as harassment, right? Now she's lying about Charlotte, that Charlotte fed, bullshit to the court. Then she goes on. This is the main thing, but though, to look at. Megan didn't share them publicly, and Megan, that's her main point, right? And then she goes, also, I have witnessed them lie on me time to time again. No way will I take their word on anything ever. I have no doubt there's way more to the story. It's not like what's being portrayed solely based on what I've seen them do to me in court and out of court. What has Charlotte done to you out of court? And in court, whatever she did, the judge allowed that to happen. So you can go fuck yourself for all I care. But this whole thing around, that Megan didn't share them publicly, it just comes all crashing down.
You may be putting in what everyone else is doing in regard to.
Here we go.
They
right?
both are. They both want to control what everyone else is doing in regards to things that they said. But when you say the things you say, or when you type the things you type, you send them out into the world. Sure, you may be putting in a path to an intended spot, but after that, they're no longer like in your control.
So Erin, after you put them in front of Megan, they are no longer in your control. So what's the problem? What's the problem? Why are you so mad at Megan for sharing your messages with Charlotte, and then for Charlotte for putting them out to show that how you are bullshitting amongst each other about her? What's the point? Maybe because, like you said, you would be bothered by it because you have talked shit about people and said something that is not true, right? Maybe that's why you're worried and you want to discredit anything that Charlotte puts out. Like, as if, like, whether they were supposed to be private or not matters once they're out there. Like you said, they're no longer in your control, Erin. Who the fuck cares? Right? And according to you, that's fine. So why are you mad? That's why I wanted to talk about this today, because she said this today. That's what she did. She said this today.
You no longer have control over it. The recipient does. And the recipient can pretty much do whatever they want because it's also theirs.
So this, you know, whole thing like that threat to publish isn't a crime. Recipient has control. Messages have become theirs. So Erin's messages became Megan's, and whatever Megan sent to Charla's became Charla's. Right, Erin? So why are you so mad? The thing is that even if we go by Erin's, you know, rhetoric here, this is overgeneralization. What she's doing is over here. Law varies a lot. You know, whatever they want is false, right? But obviously we'll have to look into, depending on whether it's the Nevada law, Kansas law, or New York law, right? It depends on that. And this is all legal cosplay, right? She's speaking like it's a statute when it's not. As I said, depends from state to state in America. The fallacies that she's committing here are sweeping generalization and equivocation, that moral permissibility versus legal permissibility, right? Just because, you know, you think that it's fair game doesn't mean legally it's a fair game or not. Maybe it is. In Charlotte's case, it looks like it is. That's why maybe Erin skipped on her fucking hearing. Because she realized it doesn't matter how Charlotte got the messages, they are in front of the judge now. So yeah. Right? So again, she undermines her own moral ground or ethical standard that she sets up. All over again. Again, and that's why I wanted to cover these, you know, these body cam footage coverage that she's doing. I want to talk about this because it's amazing how much she just undermines herself. Alright, we are almost going to finish it. I think so we should be able to finish it in the next 30 minutes or so.
Keep hitting the microphone. I'm sorry.
Well, not just our reputation, but
Trying to be
the
you're trying to be
victims.
proactive. I get it.
So now for next 3 minutes, I don't think so she's gonna say anything. She's just gonna listen to the body cam footage. So I'm just gonna start skipping again.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, we have sources that have said that they've seen something in your house, and they know they're coming. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. We just,
But your text message account, which is site.
For text then account.
You did it?
Because
She's
here's
just
what we usually do.
distracted.
We go
She's not even listening. She's gonna, in the end, she's just gonna listen to one line and then she's gonna give her whole summary based on those couple of, like, you know, phrases.
by the all talk about it. You can say I saw it, but without the proof, once again, there's not a lot to go off of, or nothing to go off of.
Who's she
So the
talking
proof is what we need.
you know, we're aware of
These ones aren't icons.
Oh, okay.
They're crossing.
We have information
I
that
swear
you
we
see private
understand this
texts
part already, right?
that have been shared
Why
with
does
you
it keep
from
replaying
Lauren's
shit?
iCloud account, which, by the way,
No, it's not replaying, Erin. You just don't remember. Your memory is failing you again.
is a crime. That's illegal. It's a federal crime because we're going
Alright, I'm gonna let this play for a minute. I have to go just
You
unlock the door and I'll be right back.
Well, I don't enforce federal crime
Where are you supposed to... Okay.
either, so the FBI would probably have to get involved with this.
I agree. I agree.
Oh, she's off camera again.
Yes, I know. The FBI managed to jump in. Like,
Because this may be more FBI than local.
That's what I'm
I
thinking.
agree.
I don't know.
We all agree with that. But my biggest concern is if
By the sounds of it, she clicked somewhere and it restarted. By the sounds of it, that's what it looks like. She accidentally clicked somewhere and she didn't realize that.
my biggest concern, though, John, is if Henderson police calls because
Further.
then they go.
Have you submitted?
And we said
Okay,
yes,
so
and we
we're-
didn't
I'm
hear
gonna
back,
do
and
this
then
real
things
quick.
kind of died down, so we thought everything was done. We were
Have you contacted them recently? Because here's the thing: if multiple,
The reason I called you was because safety. She had somebody
3 minutes, it just keeps playing and she's just all over the place. Oh my god.
physically coming out
I'm just
threatening
gonna
her at the
skip to next
courthouse.
video. Like, I haven't listened to these just like in their entirety. I just listened to, like, you know, bits and pieces here and there, and like,
In short, I'm lazy and I didn't do any research, I didn't do any preparation, and this is all you get. Take it. This is all you get. Just throws shit at our audience and expects them to be satisfied with this. Oh my god.
I don't know. And I have a very short attention span, so when I get bored, I just forward it a
really?
little bit.
Oh really?
So, that's what I do.
Oh my god. Okay. What the fuck?
there's not a lot we can do until they.
So, like, she just self-incriminated herself, right? She just destroyed the integrity of all her analysis over here by saying, oh, I have a short span, right? So she's telling you she doesn't even maintain narrative continuity over here. She's rendering verdicts on a case she's openly not attentive enough to follow. You've seen that. She's all over the place. She's looking here, there, receiving calls, going off camera. She's not listening. And this is what she expects her audience to take, especially her members who pay her. This is the garbage she wants them to accept as content. Alright, okay, whatever. There we go.
Pull it until they do that. Okay. So yes, there are crimes that would be committed.
So she didn't say anything for 3 minutes, and now for another minute and a half, she's not gonna say anything again. She's just gonna, as we can see, she's just started another part, and she's gonna be confused about it.
If they've crossed that line.
Okay.
But the threat of saying we're gonna, release information, that's not necessarily a crime. It's not a crime until they do it. Does that make sense?
I'm not even sure it's a crime until they do it. It depends on the information.
That's what he said. You fucking what?
Does that make sense?
I'm not even sure it's a crime until they do it. It depends on the information and depends on.
That's what he said.
That's not necessarily a crime. It's not a crime until they do it. Does that make sense?
That's what he said. It's not a crime until they do it.
I'm not even sure it's a crime until they do it. It depends on the information and depends on if it's a
She's just repeating the officer here now.
result of like an attempted extortion or
What?
bribery or whatever. I don't know.
Huh?
So
There is some information that has been released, texts. We haven't seen it, but it's getting.
No, we've seen the text. We have mail text from people.
Okay.
but they're not threatening text or anything like that.
No, we have her private messages that they're sent out.
Okay. So
Again, she's not focused at all. I don't know why she thinks she has any authority to comment on this. She's not even listening properly. She just repeated what the officer said. That's it. Like, dude, give me something more? What's the point if you're just going to repeat what the officer is saying? We can listen to the officer ourselves.
who they get sent out to?
Okay. So she's reading something else now. I don't know what the hell she is reading, and she's not listening to the audio by the looks of it.
And that's where we know
We sent them.
who you sent them, right? And Colette, and who are Stephanie and Colette?
My old employees.
Okay, so they're text messages to them.
Correct.
So if those are the text messages that she's under the belief that are about to be or being threatened to be exposed, then wouldn't they have had to come from Stephanie and Colette in a sense? Like they may not be the ones putting them out there publicly, possibly. They could have just forwarded them or sent them to someone else. But ultimately, they're the ones who receive these messages and therefore put them elsewhere. So don't you kind of already know who had a hand in this? Not saying that what they did was wrong, but I mean, why are you calling the...
So if what you're not saying what they did was wrong, then why what Charlotte did was wrong? I don't get it, right? All right. So it's
cops to try to figure it out when it's kind of obvious, And again, so what?
and this is very interesting.
So it's their text messages too then, not just yours.
My text messages to them. They have.
It's the combined text message. It's conversation. They're not just yours.
What is that face? What the fuck is that face?
It's yours and theirs.
But yeah, they're
It's a conversation.
private.
So this is like, you could say that this is one of a strongest point she makes. Again, a broken clock is right twice a day, right? But again, she uses it very selectively, right? The basic communication logic is, conversations are jointly held, right? That's correct. The hypocrisy is that Erin is excellent at recognizing, right, that how information spreads, how control is lost, how legal escalation doesn't restore control, but she frames these insights as if they only apply to certain people, right? And we know that's how we know when she says something on Twitter, she knows exactly what she's doing. For example, if I go, right, to her Twitter page, right, and she said this, right? How much longer will this harassment go on? We never do anything to this woman. Even our private chat, a group of people helping each other, blah, blah, blah. So here it is. And now she's again accusing Charla. Again, defaming Charla. Again, harassing Charla by, putting out these claims. But notice what she says here. She says, and now And now she has quote-unquote Nat emailing me with a screenshot of Facebook post showing her and the previous judges tagged together by someone else. They live in the same town and are the same age. Not surprised they had a friend in common on Facebook. So she knows how information travels. So she knows exactly what will happen when she puts this piece of information out on Twitter, on her own Twitter timeline. So she knows, she recognizes that. But then for some reason she acts all lost when people point this out to her. I pointed this out to her and she was all lost for some reason. Right? I went here. If we go here, right? And I pointed out. Here we go. I think so. Here you go. I pointed this out to her. I'm like, also trying to spread information around so people would go and look. This is what harassment, stalking, and dog whistling looks like. I'm quite sure the judge won't like this. And then she goes like, if I wanted to spread it, I would show the screenshot that you all sent to me. It's like, girl, you don't have to show a screenshot. You told people where it is on Facebook. And you have put out the judge's name. Sean has done that. You all have put out the judge's name in this case, right? Who was there. And then you have said that they were tagged on Facebook. So all people have to do is go out there, search for Charlotte's name with that judge and they will find it. So you know exactly what you're doing. You know how information spreads and you know how it loses control. And then you know how legal escalation will definitely not restore control. You know that and you weaponize that. Shame on you for doing that. So, you sit there on Twitter and then act all this, oh, I'm so innocent. We see through that. We see through all that.
Okay.
And that's why you have this stupid smile on your face, because you're full of shit.
So what was copied then from that?
Collect cases, yeah.
And I think so.
Seriously, look at this apartment and shit. Like, what's going on?
Again, this is all the repetitive of for some reason, like Osama House. I think so. It looks okay, in my opinion. It looks fine. I don't know what she's talking about. She should look into her background, like how her background looks like. It's almost same. That blanket there in her background is all over the place, right? So it's the same thing as if like there's some moral superiority to be had here or some moral judgment to be made based on what a person's apartment looks like, right?
And
So,
you're sticking out. And okay, like get drunk. There's nothing else to give me that inclination. But what I'm seeing in front of me is a pretty strong inclination,
Again, using someone's living condition as if like, there's to make some moral judgment. Or whether what they have said is right or wrong, or what they're presenting is true or not. This is called straw manning and ad hominem. It's a combination of both. So
You sent an email out, right?
And I think so now for next 6 minutes, Erin is not going to give us anything. So now it's 6 minutes.
Right. And if it goes to
It's like she just crawled right back up in her bed. No?
So what? So what? Look at your surroundings, what they look like, before you start judging other people. You had a meth pipe on your table, Erin. So just you're in no position to judge other people's living conditions. Oh my god, my pause game is on point. Do not clip this. This is 1 hour, 3 minutes, 47 seconds. Please do not clip this.
4 different people. That means any of those 4 people could have made a copy of it. Of the company
Okay, I'm
requests.
gonna keep going.
Like standing over there all pouting and shit. Like,
They're never private. They really aren't.
she's like standing over there all pouting and shit. Like, yeah,
What?
whatever.
They're expected to be held private, hopefully, but especially when it goes to government entities
Again, being dismissive of someone else's, like, what, I don't know what the hell was that.
and stuff like that. If anybody sends me an email to my military, well, at least be military, all my to
Isn't she media? Isn't she media?
Aren't you media, Erin? Just saying, you're on YouTube, you're a public person. Just saying.
Doesn't she look and consider herself to be media? Therefore, her employees would be media, especially at the time that she sent them.
Now she's changed it to media. If it's media, then it's expected for the messages to come out. You can say it's a subset of the argument of the fact, like, once it goes to someone else, it loses control, so I'm just gonna skip
Things.
it.
Cell phone to their private cell phone.
Okay.
the device don't matter.
Right? It doesn't matter, right, Erin? So why were you so mad at this? So why were you so mad at this? Hold on. Why were you mad at this? Hold on. You know, why were you mad at this? This whole thing over here. Why were you mad at this? Just saying.
If it's the email server to the email server, it doesn't matter what fucking device you use to pull it up. We will use. So, I mean, come on.
Official email.
Okay. Really
Yeah, so they're sending.
making sure I get this right.
They're sending.
Or threatening.
4 minutes and she's not
Was
gonna
it?
say.
I hear that and I think fat.
What?
I hear that and I think fat.
What?
Stephanie PH.
I hear that and I think fat.
PH fat?
What was it?
And she lives in Nevada, I'm guessing, or no?
No, she lives in.
She's just saying.
No, no, Chris Tucker. It was Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan, right? That was the. No, it wasn't. No. Oh my God, I'm an idiot. It was Charlie Sheen. It was a different movie. Charlie Sheen and
What is
Oh,
she
I
talking
forgot.
about? What is this? What is this? How is this related to what she's watching? What the fuck? Again, she doesn't have the attention, you know, to cover this, and she's just sitting there and she's getting distracted. Like, what? How much commentary has she given so far? Nothing. Maximum 15 minutes in this throughout in this thing. Maximum in 1 hour 12 minutes, in my opinion. I'm just gonna
Person was?
see. She's given us nothing substantive
okay, whatever.
for 6
Movie.
minutes. Nothing.
The
Like,
Both of your
just gonna keep going because this is ridiculous. It's just wastage of time now, and we are almost finished with this. Can we just come on?
birthday.
angles, all the way.
Yeah.
So, but nothing's per se that are put out there.
I never even heard of the term. I didn't even know that this was something. Sorry for explaining that to me. I never even heard of the term. I didn't even know that this was something you could do. But they go on to explain. BCC or blind copy is when you send an email to someone and you include someone in that email which is blind to all the other people. In other words,
Yeah,
no
that's
one
what it
else can
is.
see they are receiving.
You don't know that? I refuse to believe it that you don't
Emails.
know that. Are you so stupid? Are you so uneducated that you don't know what a blind copy is?
No
Okay.
shit. I never even knew that.
BCC
That's crazy. Okay.
there's something called clear copy and blind copy, CC and BCC. Okay, whatever.
Thank you so much for explaining.
We have a recording with Gigi this morning.
Again, it had to be false. Oh, that's where I'm going with this. So defamation.
She's just sitting over there. She's like all defeated and shit. Like she's so mad. Like, they're not gonna be arrested. Damn it. Damn it.
How do you know that? When did you become a legal expert so suddenly?
She's probably like sitting there thinking, what's it gonna take for me to just see them in handcuffs? Like try being nice to them, maybe. I don't know.
Defamation has to fall.
This is such a weird, like, sexual innuendo over here. Oh my god.
A certain standard of the person, the reason for defamation. So,
Publicly that I talk shit about victims, which simply is.
well, you can talk. I can talk publicly about anybody about that kind of stuff. So that's not a crime. So that's why I'm trying to fine tune this to find the,
So I don't know why Erin was mad that I was talking about her. So okay.
that kind of stuff.
Publicly that I.
A certain standard of the person, the reason for defamation. So,
Publicly that I talk shit about victims, which simply is.
well, you can talk. I can talk publicly about anybody about that kind of stuff. So that's not a crime.
So she's just automatically assuming that they're going to say that she talks shit about victims, but she's kind of proven that she does because of how fucking uptight and worried she is about this shit getting out. Unless she said things worse than talking shit about victims, like what might be worse than that though? I wonder, because it could be worse. Like why are you so fucking scared? You know? But on that note,
She said that she doesn't want, like, they have talked about other victims and they don't want that information to go out. She said that, right? But this is also another thing, right, that she's doing, like, she's using fear as some sort of, like, it's a proof of guilt. That's like the oldest, cheapest trick in the book, right? If she's so scared, she must have said worse things, right? Like, this is like she's trying to psychologizing, you know, without any evidence, and then she's making these moral insinuations disguised as curiosity. You know, what I wonder what she said. Did she say something worse? What do you mean worse? What are you comparing it with in the first place, right? And then leading questions that steer the audience to presume the worst. Oh, maybe she said something worse. We don't know what she's comparing with, but yeah, it must be something really bad, you know. The fallacies she commits over here are argument from consequences. If bad outcome is feared, therefore there must be bad content in it, right? With her own restraining order, when we compare this, right? If Erin is so reactive and escalates legally, talks about harassment so much, she must be guilty of something, right? If Erin hates that logic when aimed at her, she should not ethically use it here, and cannot ethically use it here. So it's like, why are you so worked up about what Sharla has with, from Megan about you? Or what you have said about anything to Megan? Why are you so worked up about it? Why are you so, hell-bent on going after Sharla about it? Is there something more sinister in there, Erin, that we should know? Must be, by our own logic. So, in the end, so we have finally come to an end. Let's just finish this.
I am going to have to end the live stream right now because I have to go to work. I will not. I don't. Well, maybe I'll be live streaming later. We'll see how time I get home.
Oh wow! Oh wow! Oh wow!
It won't be before 1 a.m. though. I have to work both bars tonight, so yeah.
You're working at 2 bars now?
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, I picked up a second job. That's why I haven't been online all that much, but. It's just, well, I mean, I'm going to keep the second job for like 1 or 2 nights a week, but it's like 4 nights a week right now, kind of, sort of, because it's the month of December, so, but after Christmas and New Year's and shit, it's gonna die down some. Like, January's always like the worst month of the year for like every bar, so, which sucks.
She's trying to take advantage of the festive season here, by the sounds of it.
So, I'm gonna wrap this up now, but I will be back on the night off, so I'm gonna stream. I'm gonna get out of here. She seems entitled. Have a good shift. Thank you. Yeah, she is definitely she makes it so like she makes so. All right, guys.
Okay, so this one's done. So what we'll do is we'll go here and we'll start with the other one, but I want to take a break. I'll take a break and then we will start with this one. This is 1 hour 42 minutes. I don't know how long this will take. I think so. I have another 2 hours on me. I can go for another 2 hours since we started. So I'm just gonna go and get another cup of tea and I'll be back. Till then, what we will do is we'll play one of Chesh's streams that we were watching the other day, right? And then, yeah, you can listen to this. Let's take like maybe 5-10 minutes break. It's break time, and then I'll be back. I don't know if Athens there. Athens, can you keep an eye on the live chat for me? If you're not too busy at work. Or if there's any other mod there, while I go and get some tea. Let's see. Let me just bring this one up.
Would speak.
There we go. This is where we left off last time. And closed captions. Here we go. I'm just gonna go and get some tea. Then I'll be back. I'll just put it up here.
To the court.
Oops, sorry. Give me 1 more minute. Yeah. Just gonna go get some tea, some coffee, and then I'll be back. And then we'll start with this one. Hold on. Before I go, let me just say a couple of things about this one, right? So, Erin has, in the previous video that we saw, right, she has a lot of selective epistemology. She alternates between evidence matters, and I know damn well, it's not analysis, that's convenience, right? Motte and Bailey, just my opinion. She asserts hard claims, then retreats to, oh, it's my opinion to avoid any accountability. Legal aesthetic, not legal reasoning. She uses legal terms, extortion, defamation, private information, hearsay, like props without any knowledge or discipline about jurisdiction, elements, or standards, right? Outcome-driven morality, that's what she has. She judges the legitimacy of a process based on whether they produce the punishment or the outcome she desires, right? Put it on sub-only mode, says I'm not really here, and then turn it off. Oh yeah, I can do that, right? Yeah, give me 1 second, I'll do that. Inconsistency as a personality, her stated principles, proportionality, evidence, restraint are real principles. She just applies them like a flashlight. Bright on others, off on herself. Pat me the case. It's for him here. Where I am, why am I awake, right? So Erin's performance here is the perfect case study in selective standards. She applauds evidence and then supplies the missing evidence with stereotypes. She criticizes legal escalation as control and then treats the legal system as a moral vending machine when she wants a punishment outcome. She mocks people for claiming victimhood while regularly using moral victim language to posture as righteous. This isn't commentary, it's narrative engineering. That's what this is. The conclusion is chosen first, the facts are stitched together later. That's what she does. Yep. And if Erin wants anyone to take her own restraining order narrative seriously, she should start by doing the one thing she demands of everyone else: apply the same standards when the mirror is pointed at her. Just saying. So I'll see if I can put the members only mode on. How can I go about that? Give me 1 second. Or I'll just leave it. I'll keep an eye on it as I come and go. Let me just find my other notes for my other stream, and then when I come back, we'll start with this one over here. It says analyzing new hidden true crime body cam part 2. Is this part 2 again? Okay, whatever. So we'll go here. Where am I? Why am I awake? Blah blah blah. Hi Padme, how you doing? Actually. Oh, I can't do that, can I? Schedule a live stream to switch to members only. Oh, you can do it from here. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, these are the notes for this one here. Let me just bring it up. Hopefully we can finish this one also quickly. Timestamp. Is this the one or? Oh dear. We are gonna go back here. Hey April, good morning. Yeah, I decided to just finish with this stuff today because I have some time on me. And I thought, keep Erin, Chesh's channel alive while she's taking her well-earned rest. So yeah. Come on. Work. This one is 2 hours if I'm not wrong. No, actually this one is how much? 1 hour 42 minutes. So I don't know how much will I cover today. I think so probably maybe an hour I will be able to cover. So the rest maybe I'll finish tomorrow. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna play this one while I go and get some more tea, and then I'll be back, yeah?
About law enforcement serving them. An unnecessary and intimidating remark, as law enforcement already handles any warrant service independent of litigants. And again, I remind you that she asked for restitution to be the sheriff which is law enforcement sending the paperwork to her. A petitioner may issue a warning when there is a legal basis to do so. Here there is, as respondent something to commit contempt. Oh, continues. I got you. Here there is, as respondent continues to commit contempt. Yeah, so it's reasonable for, like, let's pretend they're both lawyers, right? Let's pretend these are two lawyers representing clients. Is it reasonable for lawyer A to tell lawyer B that, hey, expect to see this paperwork? Yes, of course that's reasonable. So in what world is it unreasonable for Charlotte to be like, hey, Erin, keep an eye out for this paperwork? Every one of these things is a just normal way of communicating and a normal, expected way that people talk to each other to resolve issues, and Erin and her gaggle of fucking friends all treat it as if they're being harassed because they don't know what normal human communication is at this point. They're just like, everything is harassment all the fucking time. Look at when Wolf came in here. Look at fucking any of Wolf and Megan's streams. Look at the way Veda responds to anything. I was like, hey Veda, do you want, she came into the side chat one day and I was like, hey Veda, you want to come on and talk to me? And she's like, I wish I could shit on your grave. And I'm like, that's not normal. That's unusual. That's bizarre even. 6 is, this created a false coercive dichotomy. No, there is not. These are the only two avenues of communication. Either cooperate or have law enforcement handle all communications. Correct. Get a lawyer. 7. Petitioner also announced her intention to file additional motions, including filings related to a lifetime restraining order that does not yet exist. It does exist now, if I recall correctly. You recall correctly. It does in fact exist now. 8. Petitioner's insistence on continuing direct content while labeling respondent her harasser reflects intentional manipulation and misuse of the legal process. 8. The contact is narrow and tailored to the ongoing case. Sometimes it is necessary. Yes, sometimes you have to talk to people you don't like talking to. Especially in conflict resolution. Who would have thought? It's so weird. It's so weird. Guys, everything that Charla has done, that we have witnessed, that we have seen through every single step of this has been normal and expected and in fact, like, encouraged, or is the way you're supposed to do things. So, like, if there's something wrong on YouTube, YouTube tells you take these steps. So, like, there's an authority in this situation where the authority is telling Charlotte to do this thing to help resolve the issue, and Charlotte does the thing, and then these people have a fucking conniption about it. And then use it as an excuse to harass her more. And so it's like the same thing with this. Charlotte does normal court-related thing. Erin has a fucking cow. Shits a fucking brick. Has a whole ass tantrum claiming to be fucking harassed. And again, I would like to remind you, according to the court that Erin presented to us, respondents testified and accused petitioners of harassing them throughout these events. Respondents did not produce sufficient evidence against petitioner to substantially damage her credibility, and the court does not view petitioner's attempts to address respondents' accusations and to stop the harassment on her own as harassment itself. And we're gonna, fuck cancer. We're gonna get a hashtag fuck cancer. Yeah, fuck cancer. Nine. We did. 10. No, 9. Petitioner sent respondents an unsigned draft order which under Kansas expectations for ethical conduct is highly improper even for pro se litigants. Coupled with threats involving law enforcement, this behavior constitutes improper ex parte communications and misuse of court-related documents for intimidation. Citations, ? Yeah. Which ethical conduct guidelines are you referring to? she's trying to do citations, clearly. She's using KSA 60-303 and 304 and references some other case files, but for some reason, number 9 and this improper ex parte shit has no citation or reference at all, which, I don't know. Do you guys think that in this group of 5 people that have litigation with this lady, do you think Steve's in that group? You think Steve's in that group chat? Do you know who used to like to talk about ex parte shit a lot? I wonder who the odd man out is. I bet it's Rabbit. 10. Petitioner knowingly misrepresented respondent's options by suggesting respondent must either communicate with her directly or face law enforcement visits, further demonstrating coercive intent. 10. What other options are there for communication? And I mean serious options. You provide none. The only other option would be for Erin to get a lawyer, and Erin's not going to get a lawyer. Like, she's not gonna. She's not gonna do it. Why is she not gonna do it? I don't know, because she's a fucking idiot. It's probably way too late by this point. I don't think there's a lawyer on the planet that would... You could hire Daredevil and she'd be fucked. If I'm not mistaken, her comment about harassment being the best thing to happen to her channel could be grounds for her YouTube income to be garnished going forward. Ah, that's an interesting idea, Nin. Also evidence of malicious intent. Yes, said Feline. If Charlotte did what Erin is suggesting, Erin would be freaking even more, says Tom. Yeah, absolutely. Here's the thing. A lot of these people in the company haven't actually experienced harassment, so they're more... They just claim that they're perpetual victims of nothing. And so it's like nobody has done anything even remotely close to what they've done to Charlotte. Like, not even close. Not even remotely close.
Aya's back.
Anna in the chat says, this motion from Erin is a textbook example of abuse of process and projection. I think so too. Erin is trying to convince the court to legally obligate Charlotte to rewatch and re-victimize herself for all of Erin's content, and anything, not just Erin's content, anything that Erin has participated in, and try to, I guess, force Charlotte to spend more money on court in more than one way, specifically, though, to get a lawyer. The only other option here is for Erin to get a lawyer.
Alright, Aya's back. How's everyone? Let's continue, shall we? So, here we are. So this one is analyzing new hidden true crime body cam and all that shit. I don't know why the color is different here. It's a very different color. So we'll start with this one now. Where are my notes? So what we will do is... I'm just gonna check my notes quickly before we start and make sure that they are all there. I'll try and go through this one as quickly as possible because I kind of think it's going to be repetitive. I've not listened to all of it, so I'll try and see if I can cover an hour at least. Not an hour, 30 minutes, maybe. We shall see. Yep. How's everyone doing so far? hell happened here? No, that's not what we're doing. Okay, you know what? We're gonna try this again. Hold on. Okay, let's see if this works.
Information, that's not necessarily a crime. It's not a crime until they do it. Does that make sense?
My audio mixer
So-
looks like it's
There
playing.
is some information that has
Wait,
been.
hold on. I don't know what's going on here. Give me 1 second, guys. What the hell? What is going on here? Where are my notes? What happened here? Okay. What's... Ay, ay, ay. Pretty good here? Okay, that's good to know. Hold on, let me just see if I can find my notes. Because it looks like they have given up on me. Where are my notes? There we go. 1 minute, guys. My notes are giving me trouble. Is that the one here? Okay, let's see if I can find those. Table, Erin, transcript. Is that the one? Nope, that's not the one. What the hell? My notes are all gone. I don't know what happened here. Sorry guys, give me a sec. And my whole screen is gone bonkers. No! There we go. Beautiful. Did the cat eat your homework? Sorta, kinda. No. Nah, I thought I saved them, but it looks like I saved them somewhere. I thought I saved them, but I can't find them there. So let me just go and look for them. Okay, again, it's like so stupid. Okay, let's see. I don't know, why is this doing that? Go away. Go away. Thank you. No, my cat, hopefully my cat didn't eat my homework. No. Just give me a second. What's going on here? If I go and open... What's this one? Nope, that's not the one. Nope, 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 nope. Is it this one? Let me just double check and see if this is one. Nope, that's not the one. Nope, nope, nope. Go away. Go away. Okay. How's it going, everyone? Hi, Vlad. How you doing? It's going good. I'm looking for my notes. I lost them. I lost my notes. Oh no. Trying to find them. Is it this one? Let's see if it's this one. Nope. It's not this one. Where did that file go? God dang it, Manu. You're such an idiot. I lost my notes. Give me one minute. I know they're somewhere. I know I kept them somewhere. This is stupid. Sometimes I tend to. Not this one. Nope. 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 Okay. Not too bad. About to crawl into my coffin at 6:30 in the morning for me. Ha ha ha. Nice. Yeah, you can always come and watch this later. That's the idea. So that people can come and watch it later when they have time or when they want to pass time. You know, you're doing your laundry, you're cleaning around the house, you know, you can listen to my droning voice. Give me a second, guys. I'm just like so lost right now. I'm just so done. I decided to do this. I'm such a professional. Didn't realize they were Eastern Standard Time vampires. I like that one. I like that one. Oh dear. Yep, just figured I'd pop in and say, hey, anyways, take care all. Hey, take care, thanks for popping by. Thank you for popping by. LMFAO, that is good. April's good. April with the Y. Not an I. Please be mindful of that. Low energy with... Okay, my sleep attempt failed because drilling noises, so I guess I'm staying awake. Yeah, drilling noises are not good for sleep when you're trying to sleep. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Okay. What was I doing? I was looking for my notes. Where are my notes? Where is it? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? TLDR, Erin is still an idiot and doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's a fair TLDR in my opinion. Yeah, I'm still looking for my notes, RNGD. Can you keep the audience entertained while I look for my notes? I lost my notes. I bloody lost my notes. I lost my notes. Oh, God, I do this to myself, don't I? Okay, hopefully these are the ones, or maybe not. We shall see. We shall see. No, it's not this one. Okay, no worries. We will... Maybe it's here. Let's see. Maybe it's here. Let's see. Start from here. It's a feedback loop. Isn't that always the TLDR with a... Yeah, it's always that with a... Always. So let's see if we can just... ना होता बेचारा कदम ना होते आवारा जो खूबसूरत कोई अपना हम सफर होता माना बंदा माना ये शाम मस्तानी मदहोश किए जाए मुझे डोर कोई खींचे मैं तेरी ओर लिए जाए मस्तानी मदहोश किए जाए मुझे डोर कोई खींचे तेरी ओर लिए जाए. Okay. Go away, go away. Yep, found them. Think so. Okay. Yep, here we go. Alrighty, we got it. Found it. Found them. Okay, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure I save them right at the desktop so that next time I can find them without any problems. Hold on, we're gonna save these. Desktop. Right at the desktop. There we go. So that no issues. Saving. Come on. Go. Brilliant. Alrighty. Here we go. Beautiful. Thanks for stopping by to watch Manya find notes. April. Okay, here we are. Found the notes. Found the notes. We can start now. Alright. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Listen, I gave you a respite, because I can drone on and on, So, here we go. My bad. Alright, here we go. Let's start.
Alright.
Might have to come up with chapters for this one.
Okay, now chat.
Okay, I'm gonna put it up here because...
Okay. Now I have it. Awesome. And...
Let's...
Sorry, just setting up for anyone who's here. I can't see at the moment, so... Give me a second.
Okay. Again. So, I'm not going to blame her for this, but... Yeah, at least I have notes, and she just sets this thing up, like... Okay, I'm gonna just switch, because this is just...
What? Okay. Hi, Robin. Hi,
Robin.
sis. Sorry, I'm starting in a few minutes. The drop down, I think I figured out a solution to it now. I don't know. Anyway.
So first
I'm
2
here, let me
minutes...
take my hair down. I haven't even messed with my hair since
What is this hairstyle? I don't get it. Okay, she decided to put her hair down because... Yeah, that was weird. That was a weird hairstyle.
Yeah, I'm gonna...
So this is like her first 2 minutes are all about like, she's trying to build this credibility. Like this is a credibility tactic, right? Look, I'm not scripted, guys. Therefore, I'm real. Therefore, trust my judgments and all that stuff. Trying to emotionally work her viewers, right? It's all about like, oh, I'm just a regular person, reacting in real time. So please don't blame me for anything. This always makes me cringe. This is pre-stream stuff you do before you go live, and I'm out. I just spent like 10 minutes looking for my notes, so I don't blame her for it. But yeah, for someone who has been streaming for 5 years now, this should be done before you start. I get it. Yeah. So, yeah, so this is all, this is posturing, trying to smuggle in confident claims without, evidentiary scaffolding. That's what this is all about. This is all a setup. Yeah. Look, I'm so candid, guys.
Pick up where we left off earlier. Just watching and analyzing the whole new body cam footage from Henderson, Nevada, featuring Lauren and Grayson, and Dr. John makes a little bit of a visit there on the phone, pretty much. So there's like 3 parts of this that are uploaded to this channel. The channel is, let me share that. I don't even have it on. Let me go to that one. There we go. So the channel is Hella Excited Utterance. Now I watched her live streams and everything, and she's very entertaining. I highly suggest everyone check her out. But what I really appreciate from her channel is that she uploads.
This is the same shit she said last time.
She's uploaded these body cam. I want to give commentary on it. It's easier when someone else's, and when I don't have to, deal with someone else's commentary. So I appreciate.
I like it. Like Erin and Charles, like I like it when I don't have to do the research and the search myself, and someone has already done it for me, so that I don't have to do the work. I like it that way. Then I can claim it as my own work. Yeah, that's what she's trying to say.
Appreciate that. I really do. But I highly recommend everyone check them out. I'm gonna put a link in the description when I'm done. So
this is all like this is borrowed credibility and outsourcing the neutrality thing that's happening there. She praises the no commentary uploads as if that makes the source quote unquote clean, and then immediately uses it to do commentary, right? She doesn't do her own research. This is not her own research. She didn't find them herself. This is someone else's hard work that she is, using, right? This is classic, like, quote, I'm reacting to raw footage, unquote, framing while guiding interpretation. The fallacy is neutrality theater here. Raw footage is not self-interpreting. Raw footage isn't self-interpreting. Whoever narrates it controls the meaning, right? And we saw last time, she was putting meaning somewhere, or she was putting characteristics where there weren't described any in the last video that we covered from her. So yeah, so moving on.
Lawyer, hi sunshine and rain, and hi.
Okay, I'm gonna skip this.
Watching this earlier, we pretty much made it through parts 1 and 2. As we started to watch part 3, I'm gonna jump for exactly where I left off, and I don't feel like going to see either. So here we go. Let me know how the sound is coming through, because
there's a lot of noise in the background. I don't know if that's your fan or what. I don't know. There's a lot of sound in the background. Just saying.
I had to mess with my OBS. I had to delete it, and then I re-downloaded it, and the audio should be the same as.
She keeps on bringing this up, like, oh, I'm using OBS now, as if like trying to like show off. Like, yeah, I am technically minded, because for the longest time, for 5 years, she kept using StreamYards, and Chesh and I kept like teasing her for it, because we're like, for 5 years you're using this, useless StreamYards software. It's useless. It's not good for streaming. And why haven't you figured out, how to use OBS yet? So now every time she overcompensates by telling, oh yeah, I'm using OBS, I am smart, I can technically figure out stuff, I'm not stupid. So that's what this is. That's all that this is.
As it was earlier, but I don't know. So if it's hard to hear, if it's muffled, if it sounds like it's far away, let me know, because it shouldn't sound like that. So, alright, so.
Apparently, I think I'm funnier than YouTube does. It blocked a really decent comment. Yeah, YouTube has been doing that. I was using an extension for, like I was using a chunk of code to remove people's, like, avatars and the timestamps from the chat, and it kept, like, filtering out some of the comments. So I had to go back and, use YouTube's pop-out chat feature to bring it on the screen. And yeah, and YouTube is still like filtering out stuff. It's weird. I don't know. It's becoming stricter or what?
Bring this back a little bit. There we go.
But the threat of saying we're gonna, release information, that's not necessarily a crime. It's not a crime until they do it. Does that make sense?
My audio mixer looks like it's
There
playing.
is some information that has been released.
Yeah, he has to say, oh, my audio mixer is working. Like, this is so performative at this point, right? She's so desperately trying to, like, show off that, yeah, I can figure this through. You just let it through? Athens? Thanks, Athens. Thank you. I don't know what comment it was. Alright, let's go.
Text. Like, we haven't seen it.
So I'm just going to keep skipping through the body cam stuff because I'm interested in what Erin has to say and compare it to her own restraining order status and her whatever she's doing on social media. I'm not going to cover everything that she has been doing on Twitter and other, social media platforms. I think Chesh will take over that as we near the weekend. She might do that. But yeah, here we are. All right.
But they're not threatening text.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That was probably from the body cam.
So, we're
They got sent out to K.
sent them.
They weren't sent to those people. We're saying the people that took her messages sent those to those people.
Who they go to, or who sent them?
Who you sent them, right? It was between you and somebody else.
That's what you're saying. I sent them between Stephanie and Colette.
We were
Stephanie and Colette, and who are Stephanie?
we did watch this part earlier, and that's the thing. Like, if there are text messages or emails or whatever that are being threatened to be released, well, obviously the person that you sent them to committed the first initial leak or whatever you want to call it.
Oh, really, Erin? Okay.
So why not start there rather than
Yeah,
start
Erin,
calling
why not
cops?
start
Like,
with
ask
Megan?
them, hey, did you share these with anyone? Can you tell me who? Can you tell me why? Whatever. She has every right to ask these questions. She doesn't have much of a right to demand that nobody share anything she sends them, but she can ask
really?
them why and to whom. Sure.
So when you were having a fucking fit here, right? On your fucking Twitter. And by the way, this woman, she was following me till like yesterday, if I'm not wrong. She's unfollowed me recently. She was following me. So yeah. Right? So she was having a fit here, like saying Megan didn't share them publicly and Megan didn't share them while also feeding blah 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 blah. Right? So she's going after Charla for making them public, right? But over here she's saying that why doesn't this person, Lauren, go to the person who released them first? Or to whom she sent them to? Right? Why is Lauren demanding that Lauren shouldn't be able to demand that people don't release these messages, right? If we apply that same logic to Erin, so Erin shouldn't be mad at Charla for releasing those messages at all. Right? So I'm just repeating myself here, and I think so Erin is also repeating herself here, but it's like, you could say it's a good instinct, right? But it's a catch, right? She recognizes the chain of custody logic, right? If messages exist outside you, the privacy boundary already collapsed at the first recipient. Where she is quietly cheating the rhetoric is she speaks with obviously confidence on facts she doesn't actually know, right? That's an assertion presented as a foregone conclusion. Like it depends from state to state I'm sure that whether you can release certain types of text messages or not, or under what circumstances they were, right? The fallacies are like she's begging the question that obviously implies proof when there is none to be shown, right? And then there's this like false clarity that she is trying to simplify a messy information chain into a neat villain of sorts, right? And then when you compare it to her own restraining order, she's like she wants strict evidence rules when it serves her argument, don't call the cops and blah blah blah, but often flips to moral certainty when condemning someone else. She's going after Charla for releasing the text messages that she sent to Megan and then Megan sent to Charla, instead of going after Megan, right? So she's harassing Charla, she's going after Charla. But in this case, she's asking Lauren to go to the initial person Lauren sent the text messages to. Double standards. Moving on.
Maybe not bother fucking police for 3 hours or however long it was.
Colette.
My old employees.
Okay, so they're text messages to them.
Correct.
So it's their text messages to them, not just yours.
My text messages to them. They have.
It's a combined text message.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Sis, you should have been a detective, says normal people would just own up to talking crap and move on. Exactly, and that's the thing. We all talk shit.
That's so ironical. Like, normal people would own up to talking crap and move on. And again, Erin, wear your reading glasses, squinting and almost diving into your screen. You look ridiculous when you do that. Just wear your glasses. Why are you so vain? Just wear your stupid reading glasses.
Sometimes,
Nobody's gonna judge you for that. Actually, people are gonna judge you for doing this, actually. Because this is impractical, not wearing your reading glasses when you're trying to read something.
We're all assholes. We all suck at times, you know? It's
No, please speak for yourself. Please speak for yourself. Do not speak for others, alright? That's what Erin does all the time, right? She's like, oh, we all suck at times, you know? But what she does here is, she is equivocating everyone's, the gravity of everyone's behavior, or the results of what, or the consequence of everyone's behavior and actions, right? She doesn't realize that the consequences of her actions and behavior are far more, you know, deeper or bigger in magnitude than what other people's might do. Like maybe they call someone a cunt, right? That's very different from harassing someone and then getting adjudicated as a harasser by the judge, like Erin did here, right? So she tries to like equivocate everything, you know. If I am if you made a, you know, very small mistake, my mistake was obviously very small also. So we shouldn't, you know, call each other out or criticize each other out. While she does that same thing, right? Calls and criticizes other people. So yeah,
it's the nature of the beast of being human. Just fucking humble yourself. You know?
Really.
I mean, humility is such a desired trait for us to see.
She keeps saying this, like, you know, humility is a desired trait, you know, and then, you know, realizing your mistakes is such a desired trait. She keeps saying this, but she doesn't apply it to herself.
And one another, and it's the most difficult one to show too, I think. But it's so powerful when we do. It's okay, you know. It's okay to admit we fuck up at times. What she's doing here, trying to do all she can to avoid it, that's not I mean, that's just infuriating to those that she harmed.
Oh really? Like you, infuriating to Charla, whom you have harmed? Maybe? This is the thing, right? Universalizing to normalize, right? And then weaponizing shame. That's what she's doing. We all talk crap, lowers the stakes. That's what she did, right? Quote unquote human nature. Then she pivots to humble yourself as a moral cudgel, if I might dare say. It's an emotional coercion structure. That's what this is. Confess and you're good, resist and you're evil. Fallacy is like false dichotomy or equivocation, if I might say. She implies that only two options exist: confess, which is humility, versus guilty evasiveness. Real world, sometimes people push back because the accusation is exaggerated, misrepresented, or strategically leaked, right? But if we go by Erin's own logic here, right? You know, confess and be humble and take an L, you know, humble yourself, admit you fucked up. Erin, humble yourself. You have been told by the courts that you are an adjudicated harasser. Take the L, humble yourself, and shut the fuck up. But no, this advice is only for others, not for yourself. You will never follow what you preach, right? And that's the hypocrisy here. Moving on.
It's a conversation. They're not just yours. It's yours and theirs.
Sorry.
But yeah,
it's a conversation.
Why is that pausing now? It was doing that earlier too. Hi, Jenny. Welcome.
Hi, Jenny.
I knew here. Lauren just keeps digging a deeper hole for herself. Yeah, no, she does. She absolutely does. And it's crazy. I don't understand why. They are in private texts.
I don't know why Erin keeps digging the hole deeper for herself.
It's up for grabs. Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. I mean, I realized this long before I even had a YouTube channel. Well, just like Facebook fighting or whatever.
Did you?
Definitely throughout all my vaccine advocacy, you know, time. I learned really quick that do not even type it out if you wouldn't be okay with it getting out in public. Doesn't mean you want it to be out in public, but just you should be okay with if that should happen. And don't sit there and worry about if it'll happen.
Then why are you mad that your text messages went public? Unless you're worried the judge will not appreciate that. Right?
Oh no, you worry about when that'll happen because it's gonna happen. It is.
Again, you know, she's trying to sound like an adult in the room, yeah? But, again, she has said that in the past. She's just repeating herself. She's repeating herself now. She's like, yeah, it's correct that sending messages reduces control. Then you should know that you send messages to Megan, you lost the control, right? And that privacy is often practical but not absolute. It's not absolute, right? Unless there's an NDA, it's up for grabs. That's an overstatement in my part. She still doesn't think she's done anything wrong. No, she still doesn't think. That's astounding that she judges other, and then she's quick to throw, jabs at others. Be humble, and admit that you fucked up, but she won't do it herself. How dare someone say that she fucked up, right? Right, and then she's using this, it's gonna happen as a way like of fatalism, as a way to blame the sender rather than analyze the leaker, right? So what she's doing here is the fallacies are moral, luck, victim blaming, framing. She blames Charla, right, not Megan, who leaked them. Appeal to inevitability, it's gonna happen, shuts down the ethics question, but then wants that question to be considered in her own case, right? So that's what's happening. So again, we are just repeating ourselves. I'll see if anything new comes up. Let me just have a look at my notes. My mouth dropped here, so he should be blah blah blah. Oh, the head of. Yeah, that's the same. Blah blah blah. 24, of course, you sent the email that shows the intent. Blah blah blah. She's doing the same thing, according to my notes. Yeah, she's just doing the same thing over and over again. I think so. I've made my point. There's no point of going further than this. Good morning, Unveiling. We're about to just wrap up. Sorry. Because I'm just like, well, I'm just gonna end up like repeating myself, looking at what I have here. And do I really want to do that? Because I think so. I made my point with my last and this stream. Yeah, I think so. I'm done. I'm not gonna repeat myself too much. How long have you been live for? 2 hours. Yeah, I think so. This is more than enough. I think so. Yeah, I'm gonna stop here today because I will just end up repeating myself. I'm looking at my notes here and it's like it's almost the same. I think so. I made my point, and yeah, I finished with the previous stream. So I'll stop here. Thank you, everyone, and anyone who has joined me and who has been listening in the background. If you have any questions, do put them in the comment section, and hopefully Chesh doesn't kill me for taking over a channel again. I know she won't. She'll be fine. But yeah, thank you for coming, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good one, guys. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Oh? See, that would be intimidating if you were, well, intimidating.
Are you mocking me?
Oh no, no. Yeah.